guys, Ash Raid Shadow Legends, welcome to the video. It's gonna be a good one. I'm glad that you're here with me talking some raid, sending some positive vibes, some love your way, especially if you're going through something, if you need it out there. This can be, you know, the most magical time of the year, the most wonderful time of the year. You can see the snow motif going on in the background, certainly hitting that winter aesthetic, but it can also be the most difficult time of the year for a lot of people who are going through something, who are struggling, mental anxiety, depression, or anything else, right? It can losses that you've experienced, right? They can hit home extra hard during the holiday season. So my heart goes out to each and every one of you guys out there who are not super merry and cheery at the moment. But today I actually am super merry, at least when it comes to raid, because I completed my fusion. I have my hands on Stokk, and boy, is he broken. Well, it's in the name, right? He's Stokk the Broken. He really impressed me. I love this dude. I really do. I think he's really cool. Like, aesthetically, I mean, he feels like he's at one of those, like, well, nowadays, in the modern day at least, right? Not the medieval torture times, but he feels like he's, like, taking a photo op, right? With his head through. What are those called? Not a guillotine, but anyway, I digress. He looks pretty cool. He definitely fits the Ogren tribe. He's got a little Drockle the Gaunt going on a little bit in his hunch and his body composition, so to speak. He's got two simmering poison goo bottles and a lot more hanging, excuse me, from his waistband here. He looks pretty cool. His kit is way cooler, though. Let me tell you. First off, speed in all battles by 20%. Well, that can be used, well, everywhere, right? Centranos, especially Curse City, where there's no, like, Curse City only, Doom Tower, everywhere else in the game, right? Dungeons. So really, really good aura to start with on this champion. I'll run him as my aura lead almost everywhere. But the kit is just insane. I want to start out by telling you what he's not, first off, right? First hit instantly activates all poison and HP burn debuffs on all enemies, and all continuous heal buffs on all allies. Now, when booked, there's a 3-turn cooldown. It's a busted, broken, more apropos, ability. It's super powerful. It's going to be amazing for so many players to get her. The majority of the player base can use a skill like that. It's great. His whole kit is great because it's what we love out of the poison instant activation, mixed with a lot else, right? He's bringing a lot more to the table. He's way more like a Theodore than anything else in the game. But before I get too far ahead of myself, let me tell you what he's not. Eleanor and Xavier, right? They have a combust ability, or the deadly catalyst on Xavier, and this deals all damage from all poison debuffs on all enemies instantly. I don't know the coding here. I have to bring like Saffron or something to like really comprehend how it's coded in. But dealing all damage on all enemies instantly, or dealing all poison damage from all poisons on all enemies instantly, that was enough to kill everybody instantly, right? Dealing all the entirety of every poison instantly activated, right? But when we see the word instant activation, it's like a Theodore, right? He has the A3, instantly activates any poison debuffs and HP burn debuffs on each enemy. Let me just show you that in battle so like you can kind of get a sense of what I mean, right? So if we go into, say, Dragon's Lair, and we go to Dragon Hard 10, and we pull up not this team, don't worry, we're not going to be showing that. All right, so I'm putting him on the team with Eleanor just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here, right? So first case scenario, going to go on, dish out a few poisons here. We're going to do Toxic Nova. Taurus is the best poisoner for AoE out of every epic in the game. He's got 4 on an AoE. Great to pair alongside a Stokk. Stokk, we're going to go in with the, let's place the poisons first, right? And then let's play some more poisons with Tomb Lord, right? And then watch Eleanor, right? She's going to deal all damage instantly and basically kill everybody or come close, right? Now, if we do the same thing, I'm going to let it go around to Stokk, just because I want you guys to know that, you know, how it works. It's weird because they're worded very similarly, right? I'm going to go all the way back around and instantly activate. There's going to be even more poisons on the targets now because we're going to get Eleanor's A2 in there to get more poisons stacked up. And then eventually, let's make sure they don't get a turn. So let's go in there. Let's do this. And then Stokk, you're up. All right, so here's Stokk's instant activation, right? Boom. it's about half the damage or so as Eleanor's instant activation. Same thing with Xavier. So that's like a Theodore does the same thing, by the way, in that situation. But I just want you guys out the gate to understand the difference between an deal all damage from all poisons on all enemies instantly versus an activating 1 round of poison. All right, I spent way too long on that, but I think it's important to kind of cover how it works, and it's worded like it would work the same, at least to me. Anyway, back to Stokk. What makes him great? He's still great despite that, by the way. Like, he's amazing, amazing. Spider, Dragon, Wave content, Centranos, Ice Golem, he's god tier. I was just throwing him into a team without even any AI presets or anything like that, just to see how he did against the Ice Golem, and I set a new account record for speed time. And I'm like, dude, insane. And he can support like a beast. Anyway, his A1 attacks an enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance when booked of increasing the duration of all poisons and all HP burn debuffs on the target by 1 turn. That's great. We love when activators, whether it's an Eleanor, Xavier, or a Theodore Stokk, we love when activators have increased duration mechanics in their kit as well, because it helps mitigate the activation, helps keep those debuffs up on the opponent. An AoE ×2 on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Books are important on this guy, and I think he's worth it for all players out there. I really do, you know? Instant activates on the first hit, poison and HP burn debuffs on all enemies, and all continuous heal buffs on all allies. That's nasty. Second hit has a chance of destroying each target's max HP by 3% for each poison and HP burn debuff activated on them. Stacks up to 60%. Destroying max HP is very powerful. A lot of people underrate how powerful that is. It's very, very good. And then, as if that all wasn't enough, my man's filling the turn meter of all allies by 20%. On his A3, it's another AoE attack on, again, a 3-turn cooldown when booked. 100% chance when booked of placing 2 poison debuffs on all enemies for 2 turns. If they're under a burn, places 3 poisons, and the big version of Weaken instead also places 2 continuous heal buffs on all allies for 2 turns. His passive is rigged to blow. The damage inflicted by poison HP burn debuffs will ignore block damage and unkillable buffs. Whenever the allies attack enemies with destroyed max HP, increases the damage dealt by 10%. Multiple enemies on the skill, blah, 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 1 activate. Man, you add that all with the aura, the good base stats. My man Stokk is a really good champion. He is one of the better fusion / fragment summons that I can remember. It's hard to compare him to like an Armon, certainly, because one's a PvP stud, one's more of a PvE stud, but still, you could use him in the arena. I have not tested extensively, but the fact that we have the destroyed max HP, everything else he's bringing to the table, the tankiness, and the damage dealt is really cool. The ignoring block damage and unkillable is awesome as well. All right, guys, we spent a lot of time talking about the kit. Let me go ahead and show you. I want to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you the build at the end of the video, because I'm running him right now with, oops, I don't want to close the game. I actually have a, check it out. I got super lucky, like right when the fusion started, right when he's added to the game, and I got a 5-star awakening for him, but I don't even want to use it yet, because it's really not, it's a nice to have. But my man, his kit works great regardless of even masteries. Masteries will make him better, of course, but I don't have any masteries on him at all. We can do those together at the end of the video. I want to start by going to Spider's Den, right? So Spider Hard 10, check it out, man. So this team, I have a couple enemy max HP champions. So I have a Newt, I have a Husk in there, okay? Obviously a Crezia or a double Newt or a Royal Guard, you know, enemy max HP, right? Cold Heart. Then we have a HP burner. We have Tamisha in here. She was just already in my team. We have another activator in Assisia, right? A Theodore or somebody like that. There's a lot of activate Artak, right? And then we have our guy, right? So let me show you the team setup really quickly. Obviously, Royal Guard and Newt just going to use their enemy max HP abilities. Stock's going to come in there. He's going to lead in with the activation. Same thing. We're going to place the burn on Tamisha, and we're going to go ahead and activate on Assisia. Okay, so here we go. Even if you don't have this stacked lineup, right, on your squad, on your account, he's going to help you no matter what. he's sitting there and he's activating burns and he's tanky and he's keeping everybody else alive, right? So using any tools at your disposal, even if you're a progression player, that was his activation, by the way. That was insane, man. Like, that was... He's really insane. I love the turn meter fill that we get there too. We get the turn meter fill that helps lower the speed threshold for our other champions. In this case, Husk might not, I'm not sure exactly his speed right now, but sometimes, especially higher stages of Spider, it can be challenging to get your speeds up enough, right? To go before the Spider goes. So he's helping with turn meter. It's really a nasty kit. He brings so much to the table. That was his A2 and boom, woof. Woof. I really love this dude. I really love it. And the best thing is even if you're an endgame account that already has access to combustors or whatever, poison damage dealers, he fits very beautifully, even value over replacement over other options out there because of how much he brings in his kit. Let's go to Ice Golem's Peak here. Again, we'll go to hard 10. And I just kind of slotted him in my main team. This is a hybrid, and of course, you guys can run whatever makes sense on your account, right? He fits in a Seer team or kind of a hybrid team. So I could run a Dark Kale in a team like this as well, instead of a Theodore, by the way. But I guess Theodore is really not that important to this team, right? I'm going to run it one time with Theodore, then I'm going to take him out, right? But this is a Seer activation team with a reset and a Kymar. I'll show you the team setup as well. But it's not crazy, right? The reason I love him in a team setup, in a team like this, is he can be in a Seer activation team because he brings the 2 continuous heals, right? So he can help activate Seer on his way to whoever we want to burn, instant activate. I really love it. I love it, man. Bringing 2 buffs on the same ability, or on the, not the same, excuse me, the A3, but bringing 2 buffs on an AoE, 2 great healing buffs at that. That's really nasty. I love it. He's bringing so much to the table, and I love champions that are really dynamic and versatile, right? In terms of what they can do. So here he goes. He's with Artak on this team. Now, normally Artak can just finish things off here. But he actually does a pretty good job kind of keeping Seer alive too. So normally she'd be dead by now. But those continuous heal, instant activations on the continuous heals, they allow her to actually pull off another Karma Burn against the Ice Golem before she dies. So this is definitely not going to be my record-setting run here, right? I wonder what I did on the record-setting run. It was the same team. I wonder why the RNG is so much different here. But basically, this is what's supposed to happen. Everybody's supposed to die, and then Artak basically solos the end of the Ice Golem run. I have Artak in high resistance, regen, and immortal gear, right? High resistance, high accuracy, and just a lot of HP, right? So no damage on him, but that's going to help out. I have emergency heal on him as well. But now it's kind of bothering me because I just hit a 55-second run or 53-second. I don't know. We'll see it in a second here. But I just did 58. Okay, excuse me. I just did a 58-second run with the same team. How are we that much off? All right, guys. So I took out Theodore, same team, right? Here's what I'm doing. I'm opening up with the A3 so we can have the 2 continuous heals on all allies to activate Seer, okay? I added Mausoleum Mage to the team just to give us a few more buffs as well. So Mausoleum Mage is also on the team. He's going to open up with his A2 to get all those buffs up on Seer. Now on Artak, I'm actually opening up with his HP burn ability on the round 1 and round 2 as well. And that will do us very well because Artak is faster at 304 speed than Stokk is at 267 speed. Why am I mentioning all this? Because they're already going to be on the waves are already going to be under HP burn from Artak. Thus, we're placing extra poisons and a weaken to help out Seer as well. So now he's a debuffer on our team, which I really love. So let's try this team out with this adjustment, okay? And again, I'm showing you just dungeon content here, but this works in Doom Tower Waves and in any other place where you want support, turn meter fill, and everything else that he's bringing to the table in terms of the burns and the poisons and the activations. All right, here we go again. Nice and easy. Seer doing her thing. Mausoleum Mage and Seer go together like peanut butter and jelly, right? All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. Burn is down. Looking good. Winds of Purging. Mausoleum Mage, by the way, so good in Chimera. I have him in a 9-piece protection. Really, if you can get it, very, very good. All right, so there we go. Again, the 2 continuous heals up on everybody, going to help keep everybody alive. There goes the burning blood from Artak. Really want to get that burn down there. There, boy, Artak. So this team, we're not going to beat the score that I pulled off, but nice and tanky on this squad, right? And that means we're probably going to get another Seer activation here. We're definitely going to get it in a moment here. So he goes in with the A2, gets that activation off on the boss. There we go. That's the Seer Karma burn. And the team's tanky enough that it doesn't do us any harm here. Just got to be careful, obviously, with Seer Karma burn. As we saw in the last run, Stokk can still die, even though I have him pretty tanky. And I will say that hellhades.com and Ayumi Love, my 2 best websites, my 2 go-tos, neither of them have his damage multipliers. So I'm going to run Stokk alongside an Eleanor team. So we'll kind of use him in place of a Theodore on a dragon team with a poison combustor, just to show you how he can act in that capacity as well. And then I want to put him in nuking gear before we end the video. I'll show you the build. I want to put him in some nuking, and I want to just see what he can do with his multipliers. I don't think it's going to be crazy. He's an HP-based champion. Most of his damage is going to come from the poisons, the burns, the activations, right? But look at that healing. 900,000 on the heals. What an amazing healer and damage dealer. All right, let's go. And debuffer. He's our weakener there in those waves as well. And you saw that Seer probably could have taken care of him either way, to be fair, but she made quick work. Real quick, Dragon's Lair. Not 25, Ash, not 25. We're going 10. All right. So this is the team. I'll show you the team setup again. So real quick, we're going to go with the A3. We're going to place the poisons now. We'll be placing the poisons to set up our activator in Eleanor, who'll be combusting them, okay? Just make sure your team is speed tuned right. We want him to be using the appropriate skill, either the A2 or the A3, at the appropriate time given the team that you have around him. So in this case, he's going to go in there, place his poisons, help load those up, and then activate Eleanor, who did not finish the job there. Shame on you, but it's not the end of the world. We do have a reset champion and a Prince Kaimar coming in on the wave 2, and we'll do it all over again. So here he goes, placing his poisons to set up an Eleanor, and I really need to fix this team. I saw that early on in the video that Tomb Lord might be missing a little bit of gear. He should have been a little bit faster there. It's going to shave about 5 or add about 5 to 10 seconds onto our run time, but we'll still win at the end of the day, take down the dragon, right? So we have Stokk in regen and immortal so that he can kind of finish off the dragon, right? So we want him to stay alive. The good thing is he can help keep the team alive as well a little bit longer with the continuous heal activation, which is very, very nice. So we get an additional combust off on the dragon. It looks like we might have the A2 up right now. That was the A3 to get the continuous heals. Next go round, we'll be able to activate all those continuous heals. Normally the dragon, it's, he makes quick work of your team. But with Stokk on the team, you get that nice survivability as well. Do a nice job keeping everybody alive. Even good old Taurus sitting at 1 HP, basically, right? So there we go. Game almost over. Take a turn. There we go. All right. So again, just coming through with just absolute insane healing. Almost 1 million on the heals there. And that's how you use him to set up an activator alongside. You could also run like a Theodore alongside him, obviously a Calvalax alongside him, single target an Aothar, any poisoner in for that matter. He can be great in old school clan boss as well. As I said, wave content. Let me show you the build and then we'll switch him into nuking build and just see what we can do here, right? So we're just missing a weapon. That's not too bad. I think actually we stole it on Stokk the Broken. So as I said, I just kept him in super basic regen and immortal. The only stat priorities here are going to be the appropriate speed, so he's going when you want him to, depending on the champions around him on the team, and accuracy. Speed, accuracy, HP. I mean, HP is going to be great because we have regen and immortal. We want to take advantage of it, of course, and it scales very well at 20k. So with that all said, we have accuracy on the banner. We have a feral amulet here. Defense, okay, whatever. We actually got a trip roll of flat stat HP, so I'll take it. But Feral's very good. Perception, pinpoint as well. HP on the ring. We have speed on the boots. We have HP on the chest. We have HP on the gauntlets with a quad crit rate roll. It's kind of a weird, unorthodox piece of gear, but I'll take it. And then just looking for accuracy and speed again in our substats here. As I mentioned, I don't have my blessing on yet. I don't have my masteries selected, so let's do them together. Just because we're going to build him in a nuker build, I think we're going to go offense either way. So I'm going to use my gems. It's painful. I'm going to get all the scrolls, and I'm just going to go in. I'm going to take Life Drinker to keep him alive. I'm going to take Bring It Down, and I'm just going to go right down to War Master. Keep it really, really simple. That will help against bosses. Get a little bit extra damage out of the A1 ability. I think I can take... Actually, let's do the accuracy first, right? So I want to get Pinpoint, Charge Focus, Swarm Smiter. We have Immortal set, so Lore of Steel will work. I want Lore of Steel, and here's why. I want Lore of Steel and Cycle of Magic because I want both Lasting Gifts and I want Master Hexer on this champion. Really important to get both of those, in my opinion. I really want to extend those continuous heals. That way I can activate 3-turn continuous heal, right? Moreover, 3-turn continuous heal is just very good. Master Hexer, the same thing. I want to extend the duration of his debuffs as well. I'm going to go ahead and pick up... He's definitely landing 2 continuous... Okay, so instant activation. I think we want 2 poisons. Yeah, I think we want lasting... Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place here. We want rapid response over arcane celerity, okay? Because the buffs are easier to place than the debuffs. I just wanted to make sure it was 2 and 2 in his entire kit, which I think it is. His A1, it was just the extension, right? Yes. All right, cool. Let's go... let's go Exalted Death. Get a little bit of healage in there too. So these are the final masteries that we're going to go with today. Nothing wrong with going Heart of Glory and single out as well on the left-hand side, but I'm very happy with this mastery selection. I think it's like kind of a good go-to all-around build for this champion. As I mentioned, I do have him awakened, so let's go ahead and do that as well. And then let's pick out a blessing and then test his damage. So on blessings for this champion, we have a couple options. We have Lethal Dose. Now, obviously, this is going to be like the last blessing that people are going to consider. This is only the arena, right? But I've been looking for a reason to use some Lethal Dose for a long time, right? So because we get a free refresh of the, a free redo of the blessing, I think I'm going to go for it and just try him out in the arena. But normally, for most players, I would probably just go Cruelty. He has 2 AoEs, both on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. I already said he's worth booking. A lot of players can use a champion. If you're going for the fusion, odds are you think you can use him. I think Cruelty just is the way to go on this champion. Of course, we could use him as an intimidating presence champion. We're going to be using him as an aura lead in a lot of situations as well. So you can go in other areas as well. You could even go Temporal Chains on Stokk if you wanted to, just because he's going to have that accuracy anyway. You could go with Brimstone on Stokk. So there's quite a few options depending on what you need out of him. Do you just want to go more damage? Go Brimstone. If you want help decreasing defense, especially in longer battles, go Cruelty. But we're going to test out Lethal Dose. So let's go ahead and rebuild him, and we can just use our preset manager. And how do we want to build him here, guys? I'm thinking we go just HP Lethal Stone Skin, right? Like as easy as that. Boom. All right. It was made for him. All right, so we have Stone Skin, we have Lethal. Let me put on some Stone Skin accessories, and then I'll meet you in the arena. That's better. That's better. We could definitely stand to use a lot more HP, but it is what it is. I'm not changing his blessings his masteries. So we're just gonna go with what we did. Let's start like kind of easy, and then let's move up. Okay, so let me make a team with him. What kind of team do we want with Stokk? How about a super annoying tanky go second team? Here we go. I bring you UDK next right to the gate, a Duchess, and a Stokk, right? Let's see how we do here. This will be interesting. All right, let's just see. This is mainly for a damage check. To be very clear, this guy screams PvE. I'm not expecting him to be a PvP champion. However, it's fun to test out, right? Since we don't know the damage multipliers. All right, so we're obviously just going to go with the A3. Let's slow it down, see what it looks like, and see what it does for damage here. Wow. I love the delay there. It's like almost a slow motion. It is 1x speed, but still, that was kind of interesting. All right, let's go in. And so I mean, not bad damage-wise. Nothing crazy, but not bad. All right. Let's speed it up there, Ash. Speed it up. All right. Let's go. Look at all the buffs on this freaking team. Oh, my God. All right. All right. I won't say who, but somebody on this other team will have a video out in a day or two on. Absolute just insane. Insane. Anyway, let's go with the A2. So, not that we need the instant activation on the continuous heals, but we'll get them, and then we'll get a little bit of poison damage too. This is like the slow death team. I'm going to put it on auto here. I'm not seeing, we'll try like a squishier team. This team's like not super end game. It's a cool team, but I want to try like a traditional go first team with an arbiter or whatever, just to really take a look at those damage numbers after this battle. But overall, guys, I don't know about you. Hopefully I'm not drooling too much. This is the first video I've made on this champion. I shared the Fusion calendar, but lately, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I haven't been doing any like test serve or anything like that. I've just been like waiting till I get the champion on my account and then giving you like my raw, honest opinion, in this case, AWE, when I get them, right? So, all right, guys, I just want to go on a go first team. So I'm just going to put them with Crixia and see what we can do against maybe like another, whatever, a team without buffs. Let's just see what he can do for raw damage, is what I'm trying to say. Armands, stop ruining my video, bro. Land it, please, Crixia. Land it. Let's see. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. All right, let's see what we can do here, guys. All right, they all go. Yada, yada, yada. All right, A3. Boom. I loved it. I love that delay. It's like, it's decently hard-hitting, kind of, sort of, you know? Definitely not like arena nuker extraordinaire, but it's still, it's fun as hell to watch, you know? Yeah, why not? Why not? All right, let's try out his A2 here. A2. Okay. Not too bad. Armand's obviously being Magic Affinity. Guys, overall, I love this champion. Hopefully you guys do too. I mean, I'm super impressed by him. I don't know what I was expecting, but like, I don't know, just taking really the time to sit and really review his entire kit and think of all the possibilities, all the combos. I've shown you just a little tip of the iceberg in today's video, but overall, I love this champion, guys. We're going to end it there. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.